Watch the Pot YouTube. WatchThePot.com. A.S. Caldero introducing Chris Corey, the future.
Hello.
And
here.
we will be discussing Total Divas. Go ahead.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Premiered Sunday night on E, and it basically continued to where Season 1 left off. Many of you probably know who follow the show and watch it like I do, that Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella are engaged. They're engaged to be married at sometime in the future, I think. So they explained that on the show, and they actually, they did some wedding preparations. But the question that's always on everybody's mind now throughout this whole scene is what is Cena going to do with Nikki? As you learn in Season 1 with Total Divas, Nikki and John were dating, but it kind of hit a rocky point because Cena doesn't want to get married again because he's been through a rough time, a divorce, and he doesn't want kids. Meanwhile, Nikki wants to get married, wants to have kids. So there's your problem right then and there. So, to elaborate on this now comes Season 2, Nikki gets an important text message from Cena. Meet me somewhere very nice, very calm, relaxing, and romantic. I got a surprise. What's that surprise? We don't know. We're going to find out Sunday.
Next week.
On episode 2 of Total
Divas. And they give you a glimpse of how the season is
going.
going.
And the season's going to be very dramatic. You got your regular divas like Natty, the Bellas, the Funkadactyls, Eva Marie, and all that. But now you got Summer Rae.
Summer Rae replaced JoJo.
Yeah, JoJo Orphan. So, Summer Rae has got a lot of drama. She's going to cause a lot of problems on that show. And you thought Eva Marie was the diva drama queen? I think she's just been replaced by Summer Rae.
Summer Rae is going to be a bitch on purpose. That's going to be stay on TV.
Yeah, they got to get the viewership up, and I think it's going to work. But we'll find out what happens. The question is going to be now is what's the surprise that Cena has for Nikki on Sunday, and what other drama is going to follow with Summer Rae and the rest of the Divas cast on Sunday. Tune in to find out. We'll discuss it on Tuesday next week.
So that was Total Divas, and just to throw the logo up there. Total Impactful SmackDown. I'm just going to have a little glimpse of Triple H coming out on SmackDown, calmly saying that he has a plan for Raw. So it's kind of kept everybody anticipating Raw like everybody was anyway. But, Triple H put a little cherry on top on SmackDown.
On SmackDown, he did that.
So let me just put a little hit on TNA. Willow is a copy of Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. Jeff Hardy. So disappointing. I'm disappointed in that. I still like Bobby Roode. Bully Ray did a face turn. He turned face, helping MVP, which was a surprising thing at the pay-per-view.
That is a surprise.
So that's what's going on there. So that's the end of Total Impactful SmackDown.
Bubba Ray's a good guy on TNA.
He's still him, but he did the right thing, type of move. In the
Where's
crowd.
Devon?
Devon has been gone for a while.
Huh.
I don't know. I haven't seen Devon.
I don't watch that second-class rated organization.
Well, let's just go into the main show here, people. We love it raw, brother. WrestleMania 30 is coming up.
3 weeks.
And here I have Chris Corey, the future, the fortune teller, and me and him for his birthday are going to Brooklyn's Barclays Center for the second Raw and Barclays Center ever, with The Undertaker there, with CM Punk, I wish, with Daniel Bryan there. Hopefully Triple H just comes out for a glimpse.
Oh, he will, because they got to build up the storyline to Mania. They got to build it up.
Because the last time in Raw he didn't come out.
Yeah, well, they didn't have any storylines back then. Don't forget, you didn't know who was going to face Cena for the title last year at SummerSlam.
So things are interesting. I'm gonna see the first time ever the Undertaker come out.
I've seen him before. I've seen him in Survivor. I've seen him on Raw. I've seen him on Raw 2009 when we were at the Garden. It's kind of it's breathtaking to see him come out. That entrance is just like awe-inspiring. But that was in the past. This is the now, and the now starts with the aforementioned Triple H coming out to kick off Raw, and
as he promised, he's gonna deliver on what's gonna happen with his problem with the Yes Movement and what happened.
He addressed what happened on Raw Monday last week with this Yes Movement. He thought it was creative, thought it was original. It was. It was once in a lifetime. You don't see that often. But he said that he's calm, he's relaxed, he's moved on. He's now focusing more now on his match with Bryan at Mania. So as he's talking about that, here comes Batista.
Boo!
And Orton.
And Orton follows him also after that.
Yeah, and they have a bone to pick with Hunter. They say to Hunter, have you lost your mind? Because what are you doing and what are you thinking of making it a potential triple threat match? Hunter goes and rebuttals it by saying there will not be... First he says, no, there will not be a triple threat match. Because Daniel Bryan is not going to beat me. He then goes on and rebuttals that by saying there will be a guaranteed triple threat. It will be Batista, Orton, and me. And I plan on walking out as world champion. Which, as you saw later on, did not sit well with the aforementioned Stephanie McMahon. And did not sit well with Batista and Orton. All three were livid at what Hunter just made. That was blockbuster. That was huge.
You know what was really cool? That he said, I'm tired of you Hollywood actors coming in telling me how to do my job when I've been here the whole time. You know, he's kind of taking a small little hit at The Rock. He said actors. Who's the only other actor? Is The Rock.
It's The Rock.
So I've had this little fantasy in my head that Hunter's last matches was who? The Rock.
With The Rock. I would love to see,
Hunter's last match should be with somebody that he made history with.
The Rock.
The Rock. And he's already made history twice with Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. He's made history with Michaels.
With Austin.
It's time to make history.
He made history by bringing...
With The Rock.
He made history by bringing up Evolution. By bringing in the guys Batista and Orton to start in the group of Evolution.
Oh, man.
He's made that. So, yes, I would like to see Hunter versus The Rock. Build it up very well, because you need something to build that up.
I hope that's the little gem that we found. Because that'll be the really... But let's just move on.
It would be interesting.
That'll be really cool. But anyways, Batista's bitching, Randy's bitching. And he's like, you guys are pretty much ungrateful. And Randy, I have to hold your hand every time you win a fucking match. And he pretty much wanted to curse. But he just really held back. He's a professional.
Because then Batista speared him after the whole thing that Hunter dropped.
First, yeah.
When he dropped that bombshell, Batista and Orton...
No.
Blew a gasket.
Hunter was walking away, and then Randy gave him the RKO.
The RKO.
And then he pointed at the WrestleMania sign. Mm-hmm. And that kind of was like, okay, that's not going to end there. But I'm going to end it there and talk about the Usos versus the Real Americans. It's pretty much a whatever match. It's just to continue the story with the Real Americans. Moving on. Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil. You see Hornswoggle coming out, representing for the Irish St. Patrick's Day theme.
Yippee.
And Titus O'Neil had a stupid hat. That's pretty much the gist of the match. Moving on John Cena responds to the Wyatt family. The Eerie Wyatts. Talking about, this is my legacy. Spawning the little video reel of Eminem's Legacy track, which is one of the best tracks on that last Eminem album. And it makes sense for that song. And Jerry, I believe, said it, or I forgot. One of the announcers said it's one of the theme songs for WrestleMania 30.
It was Jerry Lawler that said that.
And that is great because Legacy, that track, goes perfect with WrestleMania 30. Like, that kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it's going to define your legacy.
And John Cena kind of took it and ran with it.
Yeah,
like, that's going to be me and Bray Wyatt's, song.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to play that promo before the actual match happens.
They have to.
Get you
they have to.
And Eminem, if he can perform like Diddy did last year, that would be wonderful. If Eminem could come for WrestleMania 30, Eminem used to watch wrestling in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I know.
Throwing the middle finger up just like Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Eminem got it from.
Yep.
From Stone Cold Steve Austin. But anyways, that was really cool. And Bray Wyatt, as usual, he shows up on the screen wearing a John Cena t-shirt. And it was just, he's just laughing, and usual wonderful promo from Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he knows how to do that very, very well.
And John Cena admits that he's scared of Bray Wyatt.
Which is the first you ever heard that from Cena, that he's scared.
And he's more scared that we, the people, are going to believe in what Bray Wyatt thinks of John Cena. So, do we believe what Bray is saying is true?
Yep. I think Bray's going to beat Cena. I really do. I think there's a new legacy in town coming up. But you're going to find out in a couple weeks. So, the next segment, which I thought was really interesting, was Kane. The director of operations comes out, and he, like Hunter did beginning of Raw.
It's not Kane. It's Paul Heyman.
Oh, Heyman. My mistake. Comes out, and he talks about Lesnar and Taker. And he's just saying, he showed a vignette, that Father Time is catching up with the dead man, because he's endured so many matches over his career in the WWE, so many WrestleManias.
It was pretty much a setup to the video reel that they showed.
Yeah, and it was just showing, that Undertaker was dominant in his youth, and that the fact that, as he got older and time was going on, it started to take a toll on him. It started taking a toll on him when he faced Shawn twice. It took a toll on him when he faced Hunter twice. It definitely took a toll on him when he faced CM Punk last year. How much more does this guy have in the tank?
He's facing the Beast.
He's going to be tested. I'll tell you this. He's going to be tested in 3 weeks in New Orleans. He's going to be tested. Taker will win, but it will not be by the skin of teeth. It will not be by the skin of teeth and for the faint of heart. It will be a clash of titans, because I predict that this match will be the Dead Man's last match.
Whoa.
And Vanessa, if you're hearing this, I'm sorry to say it. You can hate me, you can text me, you can do whatever you want. This is going to be The Undertaker's final match. Then we're going to go into what could possibly be a match at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan versus the world champion, the Viper, Randy Orton.
No disqualification
match. Yeah, I was going to say he made it a no DQ.
Because Randy wanted it that way.
Yeah, he wanted it a no DQ match. And
surprisingly, Randy wanting to fight sounds like he really wants to prove himself.
Yeah, because he feels that he's scared. Because he knows his title's in jeopardy in 3 weeks. But the no DQ match, that favored him very much. It didn't favor Daniel Bryan. Because Daniel Bryan is more of a fair game type of guy. But this favored Orton in more ways. Sadistic and crazy and maniacal. He can use anything he wants. You can even use the kitchen sink from the bathroom in San Antonio. It turned out to be Bryan was getting the living shit beat out of him.
What was the end of the match like?
The end of the match had it where Batista speared Randy Orton, which then led to Daniel Bryan pinning Randy Orton for the win. But as you notice now, I'm going to go into a little bit of a backstage situation now.
Oh, and also Batista, after the match, Batista bombed Randy.
He Batista bombed, and it was a perfectly placed Batista bomb. That was one of the better ones I've seen since he's come back. But I'm going to go into a little bit of something backstage. I'm going to take it a little extra here. When Hunter came out, right, and he addressed this whole situation with Bryan, Batista, and Orton, and the matchup possibly at WrestleMania. When Hunter dropped that bombshell, did you notice one thing? Batista walked out angry, saying, I'm done. I'm out of here. Coming back was a big mistake. Now, I'm going to fast forward to the matchup with Orton. The matchup with Orton, after what happened, after spearing and Batista bombing Orton, he goes backstage with Renee, and Renee asks him, so I'm taking it right now that you're still here, you haven't quit. He goes, quit? I never quit. I don't quit on anybody. The only thing I came back for is to be WWE World Champion. So you saw a different attitude of Batista from the beginning to now. And angry when he goes, why did I come back? Coming back was a big mistake. To saying now, I don't quit. I never quit. My goal, the reason why I came back is my goal to be WWE World Champion. So you saw two sides of the animal from beginning to the middle. That was two sides. So this is leading you to possibly believe maybe Batista won't win the title at WrestleMania. Maybe. It's conflicting, It's conflicting. Who the hell knows? But I just wanted to bring that up, that you saw two sides of the animal on Monday.
Continuing on. Goldust versus Fandango.
Who, by the way, Goldust did a little bit of Saturday Night Fever in the ring.
Yeah, he was mocking Fandango's dance with his brother Cody.
That was funny.
In the beginning.
That was funny.
And Summer Rae fell on Cody, and she's looking like she want to go.
Yeah, she was smitten.
She was like touching his face, like, "Hey."
She's like, "Hey, now." And that didn't sit well with Fandango.
So that match is all right. Let's move on to more interesting segment: the Shield and Kane.
This is where I think it got really interesting. Now, for the last few weeks, the Shield has not been was on and off again on the page, not on the same page, going through a problem, breaking up, this and that. They had a dispute within themselves. They held the summit 2 weeks ago on SmackDown to address the issues that, every tag team in wrestling goes through a problem, but they fix it. Hence, led to SmackDown Friday night. Big Show versus Kane. Kane told the Shield, I need you out here. I need you to protect me. That didn't sit too well.
And they didn't do a goddamn thing.
They didn't do a thing. The Shield backed away from Kane. Hence, now we're leading to last night.
Kane tells Jerry the King Lawler, which is a shocker.
Because if you recall, the Yes Movement or Occupy Raw took place in Memphis. Now you're thinking, okay, it took place in Memphis. Kane comes out and says, there was another person besides Daniel Bryan behind this whole Occupy Raw movement. Hence, he looks at Lawler. Lawler can not understand. He's like, what are you looking at me for? So the Shield demands Lawler in the ring. We're doing what's best for business. And Rollins gets on the mic and he goes, what's best for business is what's best for business. They all turn around and look at Kane. Kane told them, "You don't know a damn thing about this business."
And Lawler walks away.
Lawler walks, but that's the minor part. The major part was the Shield beating down on Kane.
Jumping him.
And they delivered a beautiful triple powerbomb. So the Shield is standing united heading into WrestleMania. Now, I see it coming out like this. Is one of them in the Battle Royal? Is one of the Shield members in the Battle Royal?
I don't know. That's the thing that they're leaving a mystery. Like, who's the rest of the guys in the Battle Royal?
Now, I'm going to lay this out. I'm going to vaguely say this. I'm going to lay this out here now. You're going to see an added match for WrestleMania. Roman Reigns versus Kane. You're going to see it. Two beasts. Two giants. Young versus old. Now, that being said, if Reigns goes against Kane, that leaves Rollins and Ambrose to be in the Battle Royal. I'm laying this out here. I'm saying it right now. Reigns versus Kane and the rest of the Shield wins that Battle Royal. This is just a layout thing that I'm putting on right now. But we're going to go on. The next thing we're going to talk about is Divas. My favorite.
Divas.
You have the Funkadactyls, Cameron, and the returning Naomi. Now,
Naomi with the beautiful buns and the beautiful new eye patch.
Yeah, because she suffered a fractured orbital bone a few weeks ago at the hands of Oksana during a match on Raw. It was accidental. And AJ comes out, of course, with her protector, Tamina. We're going to go into that in a little bit because there was tensions after the match. Outside, you have the Bellas talking to Cole, JBL, and Waller about, Total Divas and what can happen if one of them does win the Divas title. So, the match is going on. AJ is in there. She's about to lose the match. She gets a high top off the rope, leg split. Naomi picks up the win. Tamina was nowhere to be found, if you noticed, because she got knocked out. So AJ looks at Tamina and goes, "Why is it every time you're not there, I lose? Why is it that I'm losing more and more and more and more and
every
more?
Every time I work with you, I lose. Mm-hmm. Every time I'm by myself, I win."
Yeah. Tamina didn't take that lightly.
And then
she shoved AJ.
The friction. She shoved AJ to the floor.
I wouldn't be surprised, literally, if you see triple threat action or a fatal four-way Divas match. You're gonna see one of the Bellas, right? AJ, Tamina, and Natty, all vying for the Divas title, and there is gonna be AJ's loss. AJ's been champion for how many days now?
270 something.
That reign's coming to an end at WrestleMania. To who? It's a question you're gonna have to find. You're gonna have to wait and see, because we will give you your review the 2 nights after WrestleMania, and we have a lot to talk about that. But that's a few weeks away.
Here we go. The reject section is here. I'm gonna introduce this really nicely. Ryback Soul and Damian Sandow and also Alberto Del Rio versus Big Show, Dolph Ziggler, Mark Henry, and I forgot who the last
Big
guy
E.
Was. And Big E Langston.
Well, he's not Big E Langston, he's just Big E now.
Big E, big old titty, man. I don't know who won. Don't remember. Don't care. Moving on.
Oh,
Kofi Kingston.
The team who won was Big Show, Ziggler, Henry, and Big E.
Okay, yeah. Hands in the air. They won.
Just wanted to give you the heads up on that.
Kofi Kingston versus Bray White.
Let's not even talk
this
about.
This was a squasharoo.
Let's not talk about it because Bray Wyatt annihilated Kofi.
Annihilation.
Sister Abigail 1, 2, 3.
It was easy, and he looked like he pinned him for a 10 count.
Oh yeah, because Kofi was done.
Like he had his feet up.
Kofi was done. And now, this is by far the most climaxed part of Raw.
Triple H was saying to Stephanie that he just wants to talk man to man with Daniel Bryan.
You notice that did not
nothing violent.
No, nothing violent, but that didn't sit well with Steph.
She says, "What do you mean?"
And right then and there, you saw a little smirk within Hunter, like, "I got this. Don't worry."
And she said, "You better."
Yeah. And Hunter comes out, tells Daniel Bryan, "Come out, man to man, face to face." He admits that Daniel Bryan is good. He admitted to that, you know.
He says, "I respect."
Yeah, he goes, "You've gained my respect," which was a surprise.
He says, "I put you through hell."
Yeah, and that was a big surprise when you heard that from the King of Kings to a potential Hall of Famer in the future when his career is done in Daniel Bryan. It really surprised me, you know, because usually to gain a respect of the King of Kings, you have to face him in a match at a big pay-per-view and put your all into that. That's how you usually get the respect. He did that with Hogan. He did that with Undertaker twice. He did it with Shawn Michaels. He's done it with you-know-who. You name it, he's done it. So, with him saying, you know, "I respect you because of all the roadblocks I put you through since SummerSlam, since 8 months ago in the Staples Center in August. I put you through so much. And here you are, standing tall."
And Stephanie flips out.
Oh, God.
Runs out.
She goes, "Respect him? Respect him? Are you kidding me? Respect him? You don't respect him. You hate him." She's trying to get into the head of the King of Kings, which is really hard to do. I'll tell you right now. You do not get easily into the head of the King of Kings. So, Stephanie goes, "I remember what you did. You humiliated me. You humiliated my husband. You humiliated the McMahon family name. I'm pressing charges." She calls out the San Antonio quote-unquote security. Turns out they're really not security guards. You know,
but they beat his ass like they were.
They held them down. They held them down like they were real cops. And Hunter was like,
"It's enough."
He goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You gotta
get off of him."
But then Hunter and Stephanie look at each other, smile, turn back to Daniel Bryan, and that's when the annihilation began.
Because Daniel Bryan was handcuffed already. And then Hunter just came for the kick.
He came in for the end.
And then after that, it was total destruction.
Total destruction. And
he put him on the table once or twice.
Hit him with a chair shot.
Stephanie was on the side saying yes.
How does it feel?
Hunter also got his yes going on. Stephanie got her smack in when Hunter was holding.
A few smacks. A few of them.
And then Triple H put him in the corner, took the chair and hit him.
Now, there was reports going around after Raw that Daniel Bryan suffered some injuries, but he's out of the hospital, and he'll be at Raw in Brooklyn on Monday. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
But the thing that I was saying to my friends the whole time was like, I hope he gets the pedigree.
And he did.
I really want to see him top it off with that.
And
pedigree.
he did.
And he took the handcuffed Daniel Bryan perfect pedigree position and slammed him to the mat.
Oh, yeah. And that's how Raw ended.
With Triple H kissing his wife.
Yep.
And Triple H looks way more in shape than he did last
year.
He
doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Look at him.
No, he doesn't.
Compared to SummerSlam, he looks like he's in way more shape.
Nah. He let his body go a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't have that six-pack anymore. Nah. He's lost it a lot, you know. He's lost it because he doesn't wrestle that much anymore. So you don't have a reason to stay in shape anymore, you know?
I bet you I'll show you a picture from last SummerSlam and this picture. I bet you he looks better now.
Alright, but I still say he doesn't look...
You're comparing him to 2000. I'm talking about last
year. No, I'm comparing him to what he was last year. Last year he was in shape when he fought Lesnar.
Nah, I feel like he was smaller. Like
he looks smaller now. He's not in shape. He's more flabby than when he was. When he fought Lesnar last year in at WrestleMania in New Jersey.
I'm not going to argue.
I'm not going to argue, but I'm just playing it out there.
Anyway, the after show was Daniel Bryan getting dragged out.
And
Bree was there in the ambulance with him.
But did you hear R-Truth?
No, I saw he was there, though.
This is bull. This is bull. So it's leading me to believe that Monday in Brooklyn, in the Barclays Center, you're going to see one or two things happen. A revolt of the good guys against the authority, right? Or Vince McMahon comes back. That's one of two options that could happen. I would like to hear your opinion, fans. What do you think is going to happen in response to Monday night? A revolt, or B, Vince McMahon coming back out and laying things straight again? I'd like to hear it. Leave a comment on our page, on our YouTube page, on our Facebook page. You can Instagram us your results. We like to hear from you because your input means a lot. It builds up the show's character. We want to hear from you.
Boom! That was We Love It Raw Wrestling Review. And I got Chris Corey here. We really miss V Ness. Hope you could come for the WrestleMania review. Deeply, deeply regret that you're not here every time. But things happen. We'll get you when we get you.
But before we cut it off, I'd like to just go into something really I think is really important. Make sure tonight on the WWE Network you catch for the first time ever The Phenom. He will be on Main Event. First time ever.
That made Main Event actually
watchable.
Something to watch.
And also, I'm just going to say this out here. I know this is not part of it, but I'm going to lay it out here as well. I'm going to just talk a little bit about what we think about WrestleMania. This is a big event. This is an anniversary show, if you come to think about it. Now, you got a lot of good matches. Let me get your opinion quick here, sir. What match are you looking forward to and why?
My number one match that I'm looking forward to is the King of Kings, Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. In the sense that it's, to me, the second or third main event, and it leads to the main event. So to me, it has a lot of importance to the pay-per-view itself. So I'd call that the most important match that I'm interested in seeing develop.
My match I'm looking forward to seeing, Cena versus Bray Wyatt. A man in the making versus a man and his legacy. Cena loses, his legacy is tarnished. Cena wins, his legacy grows. I think it's going to be a clash of, not a Titan match, but it's going to be a clash. In the end, I predict Bray Wyatt wins that match. And that is going to cement his upbringing of a legacy in the making to end another man's legacy. That's one match I'm looking forward to seeing at WrestleMania.
So far, it's really nice. WrestleMania seems like it's going to be
really good.
Yeah,
really good. And I would like to hear, again, like I said, since this is WrestleMania season, we just talked briefly about our favorite matches. What's your favorite match you're looking forward to at WrestleMania? The Battle Royal, the Triple H, Daniel Bryan match, the potential triple threat match, the Bray Wyatt, John Cena match. what matches are you looking forward to seeing? Leave a comment. Facebook us. Instagram us. Even leave a comment on our YouTube page. We'd like to hear what you, our fans, have to say. Input is key for the character of the show.
This is We Love It Raw Wrestling Review and other reviews about wrestling. We gave you a little bit of Total Impactful SmackDown, a little hint, and we're coming next week, and we're going to have a lot more energy because the fact that it's going to be the Monday of Chris Corey's birthday, Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. We're going to come with a lot more energy because we're going to physically be there for that Raw. We're going to be coming off the natural high off the Monday Night Raw the night before. So listen, brother, we're going to get to see a lot. We're looking forward to your comments and see you next week. Peace.